Alrighty, welcome back to another video, another stream. Today, we're going to talk about how Tesla has brought back the Tesla Model 3 long range and whether you should really buy this now. Should you try and find one and take delivery, or should you wait? Because Elon just said something pretty recently that was actually pretty surprising from my account, and we're going to kind of dive into it and hopefully see what it actually means. And really, should you even buy a Tesla right now, or should you wait? I'm leaning towards wait because there's just so much on the horizon, even with the two other features that are coming out possibly now, or two other different ways that you can order Teslas. But we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about the Tesla Model 3 long range that's available for sale. I'm going to show you how you can get one, and really if you should buy it. We're going to talk about it. If you should buy it now or not. But welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Dennis. I've had 3 Teslas so far, a Model 3, a Model Y, and a Model S. I love talking about Tesla buying, hacking as I like to call it. We're really just getting the best deal, whether you're buying or selling or even financing a Tesla. So welcome to the video. If you're enjoying it so far, please hit that like and subscribe. And let's get into it. But before we get into it, today's video is sponsored by my Calendly link. If you have any questions on buying or selling or even buying or financing a Tesla, you can actually schedule a one-on-one call with me. It's a 15-minute call, and you can ask me directly what would I do or my feedback on it. It's not financial advice, but you can schedule the call with me down below in my Calendly link. It's a 15-minute call where it's one-on-one, and when you schedule the call, you actually get a link to my buying guide that has all the resources that I use to how to get the best deal and so on and so forth. But let's get into the video. But before we do that, let's roll the intro. All right, that works smoothly. I'm getting better at this, I think. All right, so let's talk about the Tesla Model 3. This is the Tesla Model 3. It's a very expensive car in my opinion, especially for the long range or especially for the performance. A standard rear wheel drive starts at $47,000. And if you were to place an order today, you're going to get it anywhere from between October of this year to December of next year. The Model 3 performance, $63,000. Now I'm curious, what was the cheapest the Model 3 performance has ever been? So this is actually a Tesla price history tracker where someone has really gone together and put together all the different prices that Tesla has charged for their models. And you can see the performance was as low as about 60 to 61K, give or take, right here. So for it to be $62,000, that's actually not like too bad. But I guess at one point the Tesla model, am I looking at the right? No, I'm looking at the Model Y. Sorry. So the Tesla Model 3 at one point was started at $78,000. Then it went down to like 61, maybe cheapest 58, 54, 55. And it looks like it started to hover around there, and then it bounced right back up to 62. So at one point, you could possibly get a Tesla Model 3 performance for $55,000, which is not bad at all, in my opinion. But at $62,000, that's an expensive car. And unless you're really trying to compare this to like some other performance cars out there and you're saving a ton of gas, that's an expensive car. But for a while now, for at least a couple of months, the Model 3 long range, you couldn't order it. It was just blacked out. You couldn't place any deposit or anywhere to lock in any sort of prices. And I think right before it got grayed out, let's see, it was at a $57,990. So even if you want to play like the tax credit game or anything like that, so I'm sorry, I'm blocking again. If you want to play the tax credit game, you couldn't, because the Inflation Reduction Act put a cap on sedans for EV sedans at $55,000. So you couldn't even try and place an order and deposit on it to try and play that game to try and take advantage of the low pricing. But we're going to go into a couple of things where the Elon has actually came out and said that he's going to try and get Tesla to make sure that some of these vehicles, their Tesla vehicles, will adhere to the requirements of the Inflation Reduction Act, but we don't know exactly how much of that tax credit the Tesla vehicles are actually going to get. But we'll get into kind of what he said. We'll dive into together to see kind of what's up with it. But the Model 3 long range has been grayed out and you couldn't place any deposits for a while, but there actually is a way, and they actually highlighted right here on the website, see limited and current inventory on Tesla.com. So right now it just takes you to the Tesla.com site, but what really sucks with this site, it really limits you to 200 miles. You can't search kind of far and wide, but let's just see what loads up right here. If it actually is gonna load up. Okay, so yeah, there are plenty. I don't even know what's the count here, but there are plenty of 2023 Model 3 long range brand new cars available to put your name on it for delivery through November or December of this year. And people have actually already reported. So I'm in all the Facebook groups on the Model 3, Model Y groups. People are actually reporting they're already getting their 2023 Model 3 3s delivered that are confirmed 2023 model year. So it's actually already starting to take delivery. So even though this says November to December, you might actually get it a lot sooner than that. But let me show you the secret. This is the website called waitingfortesla.com. I highlight this website probably every single video because I just love seeing what's out there, what's available, and what you can put your name on it today. But there are 180 Model 3s available, brand new, for sale, available across the United States. And most of these, they look like are 2023. You can see it right here, 2023, 2023. This is a third-party aggregator site. Let's see if there's any 2022s left. Interesting. So there are, no, there's a couple. So of course, this website also shows inventory vehicles or demo vehicles with a slight discount. Looks like most of these are, this one seems to have like a $600 discount. It's in San Francisco with 2,100 miles. So probably not the best deal, but now I'm curious, what is the most discounted demo inventory available for sale in the United States? So here's one, first one right off the bat, 4,600 miles at a over $1,100 discount. That's okay. That's a brand new set of tires. So right off the bat, those tires are most likely shot. If this was a test drive vehicle, this thing was getting pounded and floored all the time, all over the place. So that's basically, you're going to be getting a new set of tires with that $1,100 discount. So I'm not sure if that's, worth it. And also it's a red, so you're paying a lot of money for that increased price and all that stuff. I'm not convinced that that's worth it unless I absolutely need a car and I absolutely needed red, then maybe I would go for that one. But it's okay. So there's not even that many discounted brand new Teslas at the moment. So all these are 2022s. We're probably not going to see any 2023s available just yet in the demo status, but there are 170 Model 3 rear-wheel drive and long ranges available for sale in the country. So let's just switch it down to long range. There are 149 brand new Model 3 long ranges for sale. And these are probably all over the place. So Boise, Miami Gardens, Florida, Littleton, Colorado, Maine, it looks like Texas, all over the place. Let's see, can I put my name on one of these, or are all these but not new or like not available just yet? Because we saw on that last page that you can't actually take delivery just yet. It's like a November to December delivery, and it looks like all these have 0 miles. So I bet all these are kind of that same issue or same scenario where you can put your name on it now, but you're not going to be able to actually take delivery right away. It's just kind of like, it's like a weird way of Tesla putting you can't reserve one, but you could. You still can reserve one. It's pretty interesting. So I guess they just want to just release these as they go. But this is a bad look, I would say, because now this shows like there's a ton of inventory, and that's not a good look when there's tons of brand new Model 3 available for sale that are just kind of sitting ducks with no demand here. So that's a weird thing. I'm really curious why they decided to do this, not to allow people to order and just say like, hey, you can take delivery of one instead. It's a very interesting strategy here because this is just sitting ducks, and this is sitting revenue for Tesla that they're just not getting sales for at the moment. So we're going to talk about whether you should even buy one of these right now or wait. and what specifically talks about the tax credit on that. But before we get into that, let's check the comments. Let's see what's going on in the world. Thank you everyone for joining another video and another stream. But L Boogie, is it possible to receive a Model Y 23 if your 2020 delivery set for December 22? You should be able to get a 2023 Model Y. Have you gotten the VIN yet? That's probably my first question. Double check if you have the VIN, and if you do have the VIN, check the 17th character of that VIN. If it's a P as in Paul or P as in whatever, then you're good for a 2023. In the same boat, would changing the wheels to induction allow us to push the Model Y order to 2023? Be very careful with changing. So I had a viewer that actually was trying to do the same thing, change it from one color to another one, and his order was like saying like going to be in December, but right when he changed it, it like pushed him up to like the week next week. So be careful if you're trying to stall with but if you're waiting for a 2023 model year, you're most likely going to get one at this point. It seems like both the Model 3 and the Model Y are in the producing of the 2023 model year, so you should be fine, especially if we get into November and December, most likely, because historically in the past, the 2023 model year, the next model years were created or produced in late November and late December. So you should be fine if I had to take a guess. But you should be fine. But let's get into, so should you buy a Tesla Model 3 right now, a brand new one? And should you try and just buy one of these? If you need a car and you're just burning a hole in your pocket, spending a ton of gas, or you're going to do a lot of road trips, then sure, maybe it might be worth it to try and snag one of these or even a standard range. But there's a looming thing that's going on right now, and I think a lot of owners or reservation holders or order holders are waiting for it. It's the tax credit next year. There's no feature changes with the 2023, but on January 1st, the sales cap, which eliminated Tesla from the $7,500 tax rate in the past, will get lifted. But we don't know exactly, and it's not confirmed, whether Elon and Tesla will make or have the Teslas to qualify for that full $7,500 tax credit. And the $7,500 tax credit is broken into two parts: $3,750 for where it's manufactured and $3,750 from where the battery minerals are coming from. But Sawyer Merritt actually got Elon a quote from somewhere. I think it was from like one of the audio things that he must have done, like a meeting or something. But Sawyer Merritt reported that breaking, Elon says Tesla fully expects to meet Inflation Reduction Act requirement. We're going to go pedal to the metal to get 1,000 GWh of production in the US. So this is interesting. And I first actually found this on the Tesla Motors Club forum, which I try and stalk every once in a while. But this person actually responded. So Snowdrift responded. I listened to the call live. It didn't sound like 100% that we would qualify for the full 7,500. And they eventually developed into the stat that the credit is into two parts, of course, yada, yada, yada. So there's big speculation here. There's a lot of industry speculation that maybe only the Model Y might qualify, and it might only qualify for 3,750 of that. So I actually think that the Model 3 long range and the Model Y long range might only qualify for half of the 3,750. And if it somehow magically qualifies for the full 7,500 for both vehicles, that is going to be very interesting, because it's going to bring both vehicles down to a pretty interesting price. So let's just play some guessing game here. So if they're able to do this and they bring that Model 3 long range down to 55K, they have to bring it a little bit under, because options, all that stuff will push it over. That's going to be super interesting. That's going to be a slick deal for a Tesla Model 3 in the low 50s. I actually think that they're going to try and merge some of the trims together, like the standard range and the long range, into kind of like one base Model 3. And they're probably going to try and charge you after the fact, after you take delivery, with like a subscription or something, if you need that long range of 300 miles or something like that. But that's the question. So should you buy one of these Tesla Model 3s right now? I would say no. If you can wait, if you have patience, I would wait till January 1st. I wouldn't put an order in because you can't, but I would wait till January 1st of next year to see whether it's worth it, whether what Tesla's going to do to change the pricing, all that stuff, I would just be a little bit patient, and interest rates are going to go up, but it's still going to be worth it because you're going to get a better price. You're going to save on your taxes. And tomorrow I'm going to talk about how the EV credit works and what's like the actual definition of it and how you can actually save the full amount if the 7,500 is there, or even the 3,750. But tomorrow's video, I'm going to talk about it, and we're going to dissect it and see if you guys have any questions on the electric vehicle tax credit. But that's it. That's all I wanted to make a video on today, about how the Model 3 long range is available for sale. You can get it today if you really want to, or I mean, get your name on one today for November or December delivery. But the question is, should you get one? And I would say most likely you shouldn't. You should be patient and wait unless you absolutely need a car today. But thanks for watching this video. Please hit that like if you enjoyed it. If you want to support the stream and my videos, there's actually a buy a coffee link down below in the description where you can support my drives for as little as $5. I usually get an iced coffee. But thanks for joining the video. Just hitting that like and subscribe goes a long way. I really appreciate it. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.